Welcome back to the channel Future Speed Hub 2026. Today we are going to explore one of the most fascinating and rare armored projects ever designed in Russia, the Object 640, which is more commonly known as the Black Eagle tank. This unique prototype was developed during the late 1990s by the Omsk Transmish Design Bureau, and it was meant to represent the future of Russian main battle tanks. The Object 640 was created at a time when Russia was looking for a next-generation tank that could compete with advanced Western designs such as the American M1 Abrams and the German Leopard 2. The Black Eagle project was built on the chassis of the T-80U tank, which was already known for its speed and powerful gas turbine engine. However, the Object 640 went far beyond a simple upgrade. Its design included a completely new modular turret that separated ammunition storage from the crew compartment, a major safety improvement compared to older Soviet tanks. One of the weaknesses of many Russian tanks was the placement of ammunition inside the crew compartment, which often caused catastrophic explosions when the tank was hit. With Object 640, the designers tried to address this flaw by creating an armored bustle at the rear of the turret, similar to NATO designs, which could improve survivability for the crew in combat. The tank was also envisioned to carry advanced armor protection, with composite layers and reactive armor modules that would allow it to withstand modern kinetic and chemical energy rounds. The crew of 3 would benefit from improved ergonomics, modern fire control systems, and potentially new sensor technology that was being developed at the time. Another interesting feature was the use of a longer hull compared to the original T-80, which gave more space for the redesigned turret and additional protection. The Object 640 was intended to be armed with a 125mm smoothbore gun, just like other Russian main battle tanks, but there were also plans for a larger caliber weapon in the future, possibly up to 152mm, to give it superior firepower against heavily armored opponents. The tank would have carried modern guided munitions and high-velocity rounds, making it a serious competitor on the battlefield. Its autoloader system would continue the tradition of reducing crew size to 3 instead of 4, which is typical in Russian armored design. When it comes to mobility, the Object 640 would likely have maintained the impressive speed of the T-80 family, which is famous for its turbine engine capable of propelling the tank at over 70 km/h on road. The combination of speed, advanced armor, and firepower could have made the Black Eagle one of the most formidable tanks of its time if it had entered production. However, despite its promising features, the Object 640 never made it beyond the prototype stage. Russia in the 1990s was facing severe economic difficulties, and funding for large defense projects was very limited. The tank was showcased at several exhibitions, attracting attention from military experts and enthusiasts, but the government eventually decided to cancel the program. Instead, Russia shifted its focus to modernizing existing tanks such as the T-72 and T-80, and later moved on to develop the T-90 and eventually the T-14 Armata as a true next-generation platform. Even though the Black Eagle never entered service, it remains an important part of tank development history. It demonstrated that Russian designers were thinking ahead, working on ideas like isolated ammunition storage, modular turrets, and advanced survivability features long before they became common in newer designs. Some of the concepts that appeared on the Object 640 can even be seen in the philosophy behind the T-14 Armata today, which separates the crew from ammunition and focuses heavily on crew protection. For military enthusiasts and historians, the Object 640 is a reminder of what could have been. It is often called the tank that came too early, a design ahead of its time but limited by financial and political realities. If the Black Eagle had been produced, it might have reshaped the balance of armored warfare at the turn of the century. Instead, it remains a rare prototype that continues to spark interest among tank fans worldwide. That was all for today's detailed look at the Object 640 Black Eagle tank. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and mysterious vehicle, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Future Speed Hub 2026 for more deep dives into advanced military technology, rare prototypes, and legendary machines from around the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.